To 1 against Snowy Morning and 7 Caden Allen female on the exchanges.
Yeah, the exchanges agree. It could be a 1-2 for Paul Nicholls. We don't know which way round yet, but they're suggesting Denman. £2 million on all the exchanges as a whole. Over £2 million matched on Denman. A negative though, Mac, is Dom Dorgaval. That continues to drip almost 10 to 1.
So runners just arriving at the start for this Royal and Sun Alliance chase. I must say Denman was very impressive cantering to post down the hill. Moved much the best here. And the big test for him this afternoon.
Not a great race, this one, for Ruby McCoy and Ruby Walsh and Tony McCoy. Ruby's had 5 rides in the race, and he's fell on a couple of occasions and pulled up. And he rides, of course, Denman and Dom Dorgaval, max selection, ridden by Tony McCoy. He's even worse. 0 from 10 in the race. The 2 top boys, they're not in form in this race.
Well, all going well so far. We had a perfect start in the first race. Yesterday, Andrew Glastonbury and Tajid Collier picked up a 1-day suspension for disobeying the starter in the William Hill Trophy. Obviously, we'll be hoping we don't get the same again today.
And they're away first time and heading towards the first fence, the first of 19 fences. Euro Chancellor in the white jacket, the favourite Denman just to the outside of him over the first. Up the inside is Aces 4 in the orange sleeves, followed by Nowhere close up with Colleen Orlin, and then they're followed by Open Eyed and Turco, according to John in the midfield, with Snowy Morning out wide of Gazza's Girl and Patsy Hall, a couple of lengths to Chelsea Harbour, and then Royal Rosa, Ungaro, Just Pour It, jumping the second, and the last 2 to land there were Moss Bank and Dom Dorgaval. Heading to the back straight and on to the third fence, the one going downhill, and it's Euro Chancellor that leads to Aces 4. Denman in third place on the far side in the purple jacket, Ruby Walsh. In the noseband, Khalid Paulin as they jump the next. The leader wasn't too clever there. Nowhere in the green jacket on the near side as they head along to the water. In the yellow colours, Snowy Morning. The pink of According to John in about 7th place. And then in the red sleeves is Turco, and Denman just about led there over the water jump, and the others stream over safely. The next is an open ditch, a bit of a jumping test for these novices. Denman in the centre, Euro Chancellor on the far side, on the right Aces 4, and these land well from Nowhere back in the field. Dom Dorgaval might have made a small mistake there. Snowy Morning is close up, still in 4th place, with there still Colleen Orlin and According to John out wide. They're followed by Nowhere and Turco and Gazza's Girl in the midfield, with Open Eyed as they now make this left-hand turn and head towards another open ditch. Denman leading the way. Seems to be in a pretty good rhythm at the moment. Denman put himself right there from Euro Chancellor. Colleen Orlin over in third, the Irish trained mare. Aces 4 the inside of Snowy Morning, and then According to John and Turco and Nowhere right round the inside as they make the top turn. Beyond the first 8 or so, Just Pour It with Patsy Hall and Gazza's Girl out wide. Open Eyed is back towards the inside, followed through by Dom Dorgaval. Chelsea Harbour towards the rear with Royal Rosa, as along with Ungaro in the pink jacket, as Denman leads them in the hands of Ruby Walsh down the hill towards the next plain fence. Denman by a couple of lengths here and lands nicely clear of the others, who are all still standing on towards this very tricky fence. It claimed a few casualties yesterday. Denman leading the way to Euro Chancellor in the white, and Colleen Orlin has gone there. Colleen Orlin, one of Denman's big rivals, out of the race there, falling for the second time here at Cheltenham. Just looking back to see if the mare's up all right. She is. The rider is still down, Davy Russell, but Denman leads them towards the fence in front of the stands with a circuit to go. Denman from Euro Chancellor and Aces 4. They're followed then by Turco, Patsy Hall and According to John, Just Pour It and Snowy Morning. Further back is Gazza's Girl from Nowhere, who's lost ground. Dom Dorgaval quietly ridden round the inside then from Ungaro. Then Open Eyed. Behind those is Royal Rosa, Moss Bank and Chelsea Harbour as they go to the next. Denman almost joined here by Aces 4 up the inside. Euro Chancellor blundered in third place as they once again turn into the back straight. So Denman being given a little piece now, and Aces 4 goes on just ahead of the favourite. Aces 4 and Graham Lee as they run downhill to the next. These two are clear of Turco moving into third, and then the pink jacketed according to John, and landing over this one, the two leaders about 4 lengths clear of the chasing pack. On now to the water jump once again. Aces 4 by a half length to Denman going into the water here. According to John, close up in third. Just for it, getting a bit closer as well. Just behind these, Patsy Hall on the near side. Moves into a share of fourth place. Then Turco. Snowy Morning up the inner as they jump this open ditch. Turco was a bit slow there and is driven on landing. Gazza's Girl towards the outside of runners in a noseband. And now to another plain fence. On the near side, Aces 4 just ahead of Denman in second place. They stream over. One gone towards the rear there was Chelsea Harbour. Chelsea Harbour got rid of David Casey. Meanwhile, back with the two leaders. Aces 4 and Denman as they go towards this open ditch. This is 4 out they're coming to. And Aces 4 jumps it boldly from the favourite. They're clear of Just Pour It in the blue jacket, according to John. Turco is very hard driven from Snowy Morning as they now round the top turn. Denman going well on the near side, but so too is Aces 4. And they race as one now, starting down the hill towards 3 out in this Royal and Sun Alliance chase. They're a long way clear of Just Pour It. Snowy Morning running on in the yellow jacket from, according to John, and Turco out wide, and then Gazza's Girl. But here, Graham Lee on the right, Ruby Walsh on the left. So much riding on Ruby here. Here's the third last. Denman jumps it super, and Aces 4 stumbles badly on landing and hands the initiative to Denman now, who is going very strongly anyway. This is the tricky fence. Can he get over it? Denman comes to the second last. He brushes through the top. Aces 4 over in second place, and they're clear of Snowy Morning, followed by, according to John, Just Pour It, then Gazza's Girl and Turco. But Denman turns for home with a tremendous lead. It's Denman by a good 10 lengths to Aces 4, but Snowy Morning is putting in a very good run in the yellow jacket as they head towards the final fence. Denman by about 10 lengths there. Snowy Morning lands second. Aces 4 back in third. The favourites in front. Denman going to be kept up to his work. A long way clear of Snowy Morning, and this was D-Day for Denman, and he's going to pass the test in flying colours of purple and grey, and Denman wins the Royal and Sun Alliance chase in tremendous style. In second place, Snowy Morning, tight for third between, according to John, and Aces 4, who ran a super race. Then Gazza's Girl, Ungaro Turco, back to Just Pour It and Patsy Hall and Royal Rosa. Nowhere Dom Dorgevel never featured. Mossbank next, and then Open Eyed. Well, he passed the test in tremendous style, didn't he, Denman? This was the big day for him. He's looked increasingly impressive over fences. One or two of us had doubts earlier in the season whether he was really going to be a natural chaser, but he didn't do much wrong out there today. Of course, Aces 4 made that mistake at the third last, stumbling badly on landing, but the way Denman has stormed up the hill, it would have taken a very, very good horse to beat him. What a prospect for a crack perhaps at the Gold Cup next season.
And the first person congratulating Graham Lee, who was going so well. That was an outstanding performance. What was that like up top?
He's some horse. I mean, he's a quirky, leery horse. You see him going by the stands here.
Yeah.
I had him grand and settled early on, and then Bobby McNally missed one in front of me. Come on, man.
Come on, keep walking.
And I got running a bit keen, but
yeah.
Geez, he's a hell of a horse. He wasn't on a stroke when Graham nearly fell.
Yeah.
I got left in front. He was half pulling up.
Yeah, he is.
Come on, big man.
Hey.
Look at him now. Look, he wants to stand.
Oh, I thought, come on, walk down with you. That was a great. You're going to get a massive cheer. The owners had a massive bet. I think he's won $1 million. Gold Cup next year. Any thoughts?
I don't know. You know what I mean? Started my hair, I didn't get back there. Ruled supreme. So many horses don't get back there.
Yeah.
If he gets back there, we'll see about the Gold Cup.
Well done. Here, let me lead you in. This is a great horse. Come on, big fella. Well done. Superb. Congratulations. Well done, Ruby.
Denmania has set Cheltenham alight. The hats were going in the air. The biggest cheer, of course, at the meeting. A roarious applause for Denman. Don't say you weren't told by Harry Finlay how much money he's won. Is well over £1 million. Maybe he'll tell us. Back down on the course from 11 to 8, and that was the best price this morning. Returned the 6-5 favourite at Denman. The runner-up, Snowy Morning, ran a brave race, 8-10 to 1 chance. And according to John, was third, a double carpet twice, 66 to 1. Denman, the 19th favourite in 79 runnings to win it first run in 1921. Florida Pearl in the 90s with Minnie Hoda and Rolling Ball.
Well, a fantastic atmosphere down here in the winners, and Paul Nicholls, a great sense of relief, Paul.
Yeah, it is. You know, you start believing all the rubbish you write about the doubters and him, and we've always known we had a good horse. I knew we had him right today. He's never been better. Looked great, and he just gallops and jumps.
And he really looked like he'd grown up last time at Newbury, and he's gone on from there.
But he's still babyish coming past the first time. He's still a big baby, and he will still improve.
Well, he improved, but he can't improve much on that today. Now, the plans... Yeah, the plans now?
I don't know. I mean, today's always been the plan, and that's, you know, I don't know what we're doing now, but the plan all season has been today. And it's a great... The whole team, from starting off the first day at Exeter to winning today, that's been the target all season.
And a bit of a party down Ditcheat Way tonight.
Well, I don't know about that. We've got a lot to do tomorrow and Friday. We'll have a few drinks, and we'll have a party Friday night now, win, lose or draw.
And look forward to the Gold Cup next year, God willing.
Yeah, look forward to the Gold Cup on Friday.
One at a time. Cheers, Paul.
Well, relief for Philip Hobbs earlier, and also for his neighbour, Paul Nicholls. And he's done it the man's way, Denman. Made every yard of the running. They were taking him on. And this is the stumble of the horse Aces 4. Landed and did really well to keep himself upright. Let's hope he's all right. Graham Lee's done well to keep him up. And prior to that, coming down the hill, there was a nasty fall. David Russell on Colleen Orleen, and the close-up of that, and the best thing, other than well, better than seeing Denman, absolute pulverises, was seeing this fella, David Russell, walk back in again. Had a horrible fall, holds on to her right until the last second, but gets a real kick just as he goes down. I forget what it was coming through afterwards. I think it might have been Snowy Morning, just caught him just as he was starting to turn round again. There's Mick Fitz, can't do anything to avoid him, and just as Davy Russell's turning round, gets a kick right on the back of the head. And there you go. Good job you had, yeah.
But just they're hardy fellas. That's all.
Mind you, if John Terry got up from what he stood, I suppose maybe you'd expect Davy Russell to come in. But anyway, good to see him walking back in.
And Colleen Orleen, all right. Ted, the horse is in a good rhythm the whole way around.
Just when he passed the stands, he cocked his old jaw as if he was going to go up straight, and he drifted off the bend past the stands here. And he didn't do a lot when he got to the front. I'd say he had plenty more in the tank, and he galloped up to the hill. Just for a couple of strides to the last, you'd say, was he pulling himself up a bit. But once he straightened up, away he went again. He's a right good horse. Bit of size and scope about him, and not complicated.
Well done, Paul.
Thank you very much indeed. Super. Wonderful Ruby, wonderful Paul. I just watch and I love it. And I'm going to go and see this horse now, OK?
All right, well done, Paul.
Well, that's what a lot of people come to Cheltenham to see, and watch Cheltenham on the box. A real good horse in the making. What a yard this is, Paul Nicholls, Quarto Star, the Gold Cup on Friday, and this one, a rod in pickle he was, but he's now fully exposed as the next rising star of the staying chase ranks. He'll get a mighty call from the home crowd.
Okay, Ruby would know Paul and Marianne for years. When we were younger, they used to go over there and stay down in Barley Mow. I think Paul is a picture Ruby and young Ted catching pigs. And Paul is a big pig farmer. He was about 6 or 7. So it goes back a long, long ways. Even when John Thornton was alive and he had Artifice, I know this these group of people from maybe, say, 30 years or more.